fun to play. I like playing it, and they put a lot of work into it. But there's some things about the gameplay that I really don't like. I'm going to go into it real quick. There's about 4 things. Number one, the consumables are hard to understand. So often when I'm playing, I'm looking at these icons. I'm like, what is this? And what is this, and what do they do? And I know that one of them reloads and one of them does a repair and one of them does a protection, but still I'm sitting here looking at it, and it's hard to figure out what the icons mean. I think they should have done a better job with the icons. It takes a while to figure things out. They did not do a good enough job. They should have just put a repair kit and that's it. The other thing is the terminology in the game, like Mirny and Magnus and Miriam, and it's all like what is the Miriam and what is the Magnus and what is the whatever these things are. It says you have to engage the Magnus, and it's like, what's the Magnus? And I don't think it's that base. I thought the base was, maybe the Miriam is the energy, I'm pretty sure. This is Miriam. But then what is Mirny? Mirny means peace or something. So it's just too confusing. And when you've got these audio things saying things like engage the Magnus, nobody knows what that means. And I know that in the About, they have a video probably explaining it. But that's not good enough because nobody's going to watch the video. And even if you watch the video, people aren't going to figure it out. They should have made it a lot more simpler to understand. Everything that they've done to make people understand how to play the game has not worked. The help screens, everything have not worked because people have been playing and they're just wandering around not knowing how to play. Another thing is I don't like starting out with 3 phases. People don't know how to accomplish the first phase, and if you don't do everything perfectly, you can't win. How do you expect people to do everything perfectly if everyone's playing for the first time? And then to expect us to go through 3 phases, we just feel like a bunch of failures. I think they should have done, you see over here they got difficulty, and it's got 3 phases, 4 phases, and 4 challenging. They should have really done this a lot differently. Like, I have little desire to play 4 challenging phases because I really don't. Well, maybe those players will be good, but you only get to play a certain number of games per day. You get 1, and then you can't play again. It looks like I've got 5 recoveries. I don't know where these came from, but yesterday I couldn't do that. Yesterday I could play 3 games and that was it, right? So they limit how much we play. It takes more than that amount of time to learn how to play. Everyone else that's playing is new to the game. They're just kind of wandering around. And it took me, a couple games to figure out you want to play near the purple base. They should just call it the base or the device or something. I guess it's called the Magnus. I'm really not even sure. So, and one of the games, I didn't know that we had to be at the device when the clock ran out. So I was the one out in the field who wasn't there, because I read something about collecting the Miriam. I knew I had to collect the Miriam. So it's really confusing. And the event coins, even if you collect, it's a lot of work to collect the coins, and the prize is very small. It's just one. The only prize that I liked was the crew books, and you get 1 crew book for, like, if I collect all the coins, I'm going to get 1 crew book for 100,000 EXP per crew member. That's a lot of game playing just to get that 1 crew book. And to get the commanders, you got to get the commander. You got to get all the way up to number 9. And look at where I am with the other vehicles, 142. He's got a long way to go. I'm never going to earn that commander. And even this guy, he's at 29. I'm never going to earn that commander. So it's good that they put a lot of work into it. Like, they have all the different stages, different difficulty, different missions. They have the store. It's all integrated, but the game is too complicated for somebody to get into. And what's going to happen is, as time goes by, everyone's going to be excited about it. One of the mistakes I made was that when I loaded the consumables, I didn't put it in the same order on every vehicle. So when I was playing, all the key buttons were different. I'm going to switch out and put in the turbocharger. This one, see, it won't let me do it. So it's really confusing. The big issue is the learning curve is too big, and not only is it because it's a team game, not only does it make it difficult for you, but it therefore makes it difficult for everybody on the team because it is a team game. I think they should have done a training session where you play solo, where you just drive around and it tells you, go over here, shoot this guy, go collect the Miriam, bring it back to the base, go to the next phase, and just walk through as a solo player with infinite time. And I think that if it's your first, I see they can't, because it's a team game. If it's your first time, you got this learning curve. They should have like a training mode that everybody has to do, because everybody has to go through the training. There's nobody that knows how to play when they first get it. I did wander off on my own and go after targets. It wasn't that big of a deal because with the Hornet you can do it. With the other vehicles, maybe you can't. But this with the autoloader, I also got lucky because I got the easy tanks. Okay, so that's my opinion of Mirny 13, my criticism. If you have any questions or comments, post below.